You're with us here on our segment on Proud Pinoy Entrepreneurs, and this week you'll see a most familiar sight on Filipino tables and the man behind the success of this enterprise.
This is the logo that is so familiar with millions of Filipinos. Canned sardines are a favorite go-to for many Filipinos who look for something affordable that can go well with rice or pandesal. And when one talks of sardines, Mega instantly comes to mind as it is one of the most popular brands here. The man behind the Mega brand is Mr. Tiu Lim, who has been in the fishing business for about 40 years now, but he did not start from there.
Actually, it's not our main business, but before our main business is a department store in Rizal Avenue. During the course of visiting my girlfriend, now my wife, they are in a fishing business. So during that time, nung pumapasyal ako, nakikita napapasyalan ko ng mga fishing vessels na luma na, palaging may problema, at kumikita naman. So, nagiging challenge sa akin na what if we were to start fishing vessels na bago, na with lesser downtime, siguro mas malaki kikitain ko niyan.
His wife's family is from Palawan and they were making good with their fishing business even with old vessels. This was William's first big challenge in the realm of business. If they can do so well with old vessels, how far can he go with newer vessels?
Hindi ganun kadali pala yan. I started constructing vessels 1972 during the martial law period. That's where in UP have a lot of demonstrations. So, kaya sabi, I decided, okay, instead of continuing my 3.5 years of engineering, so, sige, umpisahan ko na ng fishing vessels.
With the help of this future father-in-law, he built his fishing vessels in Navotas.
Pero marami mga problema. For you to operate the vessels, you need to have complete mechanics, electrical, hydraulics. We went directly to steel hull, purseiner, and light boats. So talagang naumpisahan talaga na maganda talaga ang vessels.
He started his fishing expeditions in Quezon and Masbate, but he soon learned that as he cast his big nests in the ocean, small boats of marginal fishermen would scoop out of fishes, leaving them with a lot of less than they bargained for. Their fleet was not yet a big one. Having started with only one carrier, one light boat, and one skip boat, they had to find other fishing grounds.
Kung isang vessels lang huli nasira, wala na. So, naging dalawa, naging tatlo, naging apat. Actually, at that time, mga hanggang tatlo lang. So, tapos carrier, nagdadagdag, light boat nagdadagdag. Pero it's always a struggle na after the end of the year, palagi zero balance. That's how it is kasi you're pouring back to the business So pero it goes on for 10 years at least. And when we move to Zamboanga for the fleet, so actually 72, 82, wala pa yun. We moved to about 1995 to Zamboanga. Since Zamboanga so far, then when we decided to move na vessels ang muna. So after 2 years, nakita namin talaga we need the support facilities. That's why we moved everything to Zamboanga already. Actually, for us, like in Zamboanga, we're catching a lot of tamban. Tamban yun ang ginagamit sa sardinas niya. So, hinuhuli sa Zamboanga, dinadala sa Navotas. So every day, pag may parating, so we were able to sell the fish to the canners. Pero at that time, the canners, mga 5 o 6 sila. So, when we were selling the fish, okay, sila mag-ano ng presyo, okay, itong presyo. Pero we notices that dumadaming huli namin, bumabaksak ang presyo. Okay, then we decided to talk with another canning factory. Pero ganun pala sila, 5 sila, isang presyo lang. Kaya ibig sabihin, you have no leeway na hindi mo bibigay dito sa kabila, ganun din. So, ibig sabihin, kung anong dinictate nila presyo, doon ka na lang. So, that's not an advantage wherein kami humuhuli ng isda, binibigay sila ng raw mat, and yet, kinokontrol nila ang presyo. And the mere fact also na sinasabi na value selling, bakit hindi mo bibili ng pinakasariwang isda doon? Kasi tamban sariwang-sariwa. Sabi na, second and third class okay naman kasi since niluluto naman yan. Kaya sabi ko siguro, ganun na ginagawa ninyo. Kaya hindi pala, minsan malansa ang sardinas ninyo. So, pero after a while, discussions, wala nangyari. Sabi ko, if we cannot decide on increasing the prices, we might be going into canning operations.
But even with fresher fish, their stocks were not moving in the supermarkets. Fearing that their sardines would be pulled out of the shelves, they had to come up with something quick to preempt this. William knew he had to advertise and get a popular endorser for this brand.
Sa Montano, kasi at that time, di ba may pinikula siya ng Morami? Yeah, then that translate to, we would like to have a catching to canning. No? Pinapakita namin, we are doing the catching and we are doing the canning. So, yun ang magandang relationship na. Si Morami, it's from the sea. So, yun ang pinaano namin na representing our product. Since we are new in the canning business, we hired a plant manager. Alam niya. So, during mga day-to-day activities, panay tanong ko naman. I try to learn from him. And at the same time, I try to learn from internet. Para at least self rin para at least to verify kung tama pa sinasabi. During that export process na ino-audit kami, from catching, kasi from catching to canning, nung pumunta sa vessels, at tinitingnan ang process namin for fishing, sinasabi na we did not pass. Sabi ko, why? What makes it different? Okay, sabi na, when you are brailing your fish, pagkulong na isda, ng lambat, so binibrail mo na. Pag brail mo, babaksak mo sa biyeta ng lansa. Pagbaksak, yiyiluan mo. Tapos babanera mo. Papasok mo sa bodega mo. Sabi na, yung pag-ano sa deck, is that para sa isda ba o sa daanan ng tao? Sa paano? So, dumadaan din tao. Pag dumadaan tao, hindi ba contaminated niyan? So, pero sabi ko, tagal na namin ginagawa yan. Bakit ngayon sasabihin mo sa amin na hindi pwede? Sagot dyan is, if you want to export, you have to have high standard. Kung ganun pang gagawin ninyo, hindi kayo papasa.
This was the second biggest challenge in the business for William. If others could get that elusive, most sought-after certification, why shouldn't he be capable to do the same? He traveled to the US and to Europe, wanting to learn the right process, the right fishing method, so he could export. He wanted to go into export because here at home, there was already so much competition. There were a few in the business who ventured into export, but not one could do so on a full container load. This was what he aspired for.
Nakita ko na the difference is when you are brailing the fish, let's say 1,000 banera, brailing mo, it would take about 1.5 hours. Para pag mo ng salop mo isda, baksak hanggang maubos, 1 oras kalati. Pag kalati oras na yung fish na sa net, wala na, medyo malambot niyan Kalati oras lang, 1 oras kalati pa, lalo hindi sariwa. But with the fish pump, 1,000 banera, only 15 minutes time, wala na isda sa lambat. Nasa tangke na, pero ito sa tangke, hindi sa banera. So, binobomba sa tangke, binobomba sa dewatering, hiwalay ang tubig, hiwalay ang isda. So, binobomba, so yung isda, pagbaksak doon sa tangke, buhay pa. Pero naka 0 degree ang temperature ng tubig.
Canning is so much different from just going into fishing, so much more complex. With fishing, one can get back his capital and profit the next day upon unloading in the fish port. With canned sardines, one waits until the stocks get sold. So his first 5 years with Mega Sardines were a big struggle, but there was no turning back. He just had to think more.
Actually, when we started with the fish pumps, no, it took us about 3 years to regularize the usage. Kasi during the first time we used the fish pumps, hindi namin na-maintain temperature, hindi namin na-circulate, maraming problema. Imbes na nasa sardinas namin, napupunta sa fish meal. Kasi napapatis, kasi bumabaho. So a lot of exercise, a lot of sabihin natin mistakes. Pero I wish that at that time the Bureau of Fisheries would be of assistance to us in terms of doing this. Pero it seems that they don't have this knowledge, technology, so that's why we have to rely on our own na ituloy-tuloy namin na
Now they are using vacuum pumps for the fish, an even better alternative. When the fish is in the tank already, there is no more human contact because everything is already automated. William found that with warm human hands, the temperature of fish get affected, leaving it more prone to bacteria and contamination. He was ready for export.
A Filipino brand to be globally competitive, yun na kailangan namin to go into export, so with higher quality and consistent product. So, having done that, we have to have the machineries. Then, this is on export side. Canning side, okay, we can upgrade the standard. Pero paano pagpasa ng isda sa canning hindi maganda? So, we have to align the objectives of fishing, canning, and export.
Now, Mega, the 15-year-old brand, is exported to 30 countries, but Mega continues to innovate.
Nakita mo itong Easy Open. May istorya yan. When I'm traveling abroad, nakikita ko sa ibang bansa, puro Easy Open na. It's only in the Philippines na hindi mag-Easy Open. So when we discuss that with our can supplier, lagyan mo naman Easy Open yan para at least we would launch this. Sabi niya, no, it's very difficult to make. Before, we used to order about 500,000 pieces of Easy Open from Thailand. No? Then, when we would like to launch this product na Easy Open lahat, we talk with them, okay, instead of 500,000 pieces, give us a quotation for 10 million pieces a month. Okay? Reply was, okay, we could only give you 10% additional discount. This is from Thailand. Local supplier, wala na ayaw nila Anyway, kwento siya bakit ayaw nila. So, I went to China and gave them the proposal, okay, give us a 10 million pricing. Immediately sa China, 30% ang reduction. Pero they don't have enough capacity. So they built a line in 7 months' time for us to continue with the project. So with 30% reductions, tinuloy na namin ang project.
So now, apart from the Easy Open, they also have Mega Sardines in pouches. But now, another development had William thinking. The Bureau of Fisheries has declared annual closed seasons on fishing in order to sustain our fish supply. That is between December up to March every year. So for about 4 months, Mega will not have any raw material to process.
Since magsha-shutdown ang closed seasons, so that means the plant have to have enough stock for inventory for up to March. Kasi kung wala ka na mabibenta na So, ibig sabihin, before shutdown, kailangan yung bodega mo puno na para at least to sustain 3 or 4 months of supply to the distributors. Palagi kinakapos yan. So, okay, then we came out with what happened if we introduce other products? Like the meat product where in Valley Farm, Then also, we have also Omay Ulam. So these are meat product wherein at least we could sell also during off seasons. Then comes with the mushrooms, corn, and itong peas. So talaga this serves kasi we are distributed whole Philippines eh. So ito ang at least pang stop having the gap na para at least meron tayong mabebenta.
And because the system is already in place, during the close season, William had to think of ways to maximize the business. He came out with canned meat and vegetable products that his salespeople can push during this season. Thus, we have the canned corn, peas, and mushroom, plus the popular Oh My Ulam. He has also ventured into tuna canning and said that if it proves viable, he has the right vessels for tuna fishing. The Navotas port has become too small for William's operations, and he is looking for a bigger warehouse. From the time that the fish is caught until it becomes canned, William allots only 12 hours for the whole operation in order to assure the freshness of the product. His sales force is expanding, so canning should go hand in hand with the expanded operations. His full operations are now housed in a building he recently acquired, an old hotel which he is rehabilitating. The first few floors will be his offices, but the upper floors will be retained as a hotel. Clearly, William is not yet resting on his laurels.
Sa mga bago na mga entrepreneur, minsan mga ideas keep coming in, they keep on changing. So nagiging problema na wala sila natatapos. So my idea or my suggestion is focus on one until such time na maging successful. Kasi sa fishing, masasabi natin we have been doing fishing for quite a long time. And yet nakikita ko ang dami pwede i-improve. So kasi naka-focus ka eh. Pero if you're not focused, wala, lahat day in day out. Pero when you take a look at other countries, bakit na ganun ang fishing nila? How come ganun sa atin? So that's wherein you could make a lot of improvement. Even sa canning operations, we are trying to automate our canning operations, for the simple reasons that if we want to be globally competitive, then your product has to be, well, not cheap, but at least you are cost efficient. So you want to compete with other countries. So kung mataas ang labor cost, paano yan? Mataas ang lahat ng costing mo. So one way of doing that is how find ways and means to reduce the cost.
He acknowledges the support of the Bureau of Fisheries for the seminars and trade shows that continue to help entrepreneurs like him, and the Department of Science and Technology that helped him develop the new pouch packaging. He says, though, that one should not just wait for the government to extend help, but should also exert effort on his own.
We are certified that we are number one here in the Philippines now. So through AC Nielsen. It's a long struggle, pero finally, at least we are recognized to be number one. Our plant is open to the public in Zamboanga.
Mega Sardines, the brand, has conquered the rest of the world. But based on the preceding feature, the going was not easy for Mr. William Tiu Lim. His perseverance, innovations, and dynamic way of running his business has rightly earned him the title of Proud Pinoy Entrepreneur.